Our world is being controlled by a bunch of old people who don't even understand how the real world works. That's just a short, simplified version of what's going on right now. But here's a longer explanation. For those of you who haven't been on social media or on the internet in general and just haven't been watching the news lately, basically what's going on is Australia and the UK, they passed this new law that says that people under the age of 16 or 18 years old are no longer allowed to go on social media anymore, aka Kids Online Safety Act. Now this sounds like a good idea at first glance because let's be honest here for a minute. There are a lot of horrible things on social media platforms like Instagram or Twitter or TikTok that can really negatively affect young minds. Even on other websites. From what I understand, starting in December at Australia, people under the age of 16 years old will still be able to watch some YouTube videos. But if you want to create an account on YouTube or any other social media platforms, you'll have to be at least 16 years old. And you'll have to prove that you're 16 with things like your ID, scanning your face to basically guess your age, or giving your credit card information. And other social media platforms will also have to do the same things. Other social media platforms will have to comply with these new laws as well. This law was supposedly meant to prevent kids from accessing adult websites. So even though this sounds like it's meant for a good cause, the government and the other people in high positions of authority or whatever are implementing this law through such a broken and flawed system. What I mean by that is that the requirements for these platforms and websites to properly comply with these new laws are so ridiculously strict that it's almost impossible, even for the biggest platforms to properly comply. So instead, these platforms will either block or just limit all access to their platform for the users in the UK. I know that on Twitter. Twitter literally restricts all adult content for everyone in the UK because Twitter doesn't really have like a fair way of determining people's age. So basically, some platforms choose to over-comply by restricting all adult content from everyone rather than to take the risk and get into legal trouble until they find better ways to guess people's age. Because of everything that's been going on with these new laws, YouTube will, on the 13th of August, start using an AI to search across the platform and try to find out who's actually a child and who's really an adult. Basically, how this AI is going to work is that it's basically going to look at what kind of videos you're watching and also try to analyze your behavior to basically guess your age. What does YouTube consider as kids-only content and adult content? That is a very good question, and I'm not 100% sure if I found the answer, but I did some digging around on YouTube and there are actually a few videos that are literally labeled as made for kids, and there are also a few videos that are age restricted. Okay, now I'm not 100% sure if this is how their system's gonna work, but I think that if you just never watch any videos that are labeled as made for kids, and if you just, watch a few age restricted videos like Final Destination video clips, I think the AI might see you as an adult. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, as far as I know, there is no definitive answer of what's considered kids-only content because, there are some people that think that animation or cartoons are literally just for kids. Obviously, it isn't. It's kind of subjective. You know what I mean? So hopefully going with what YouTube's labels say might help you. Again, I'm not 100% sure. If YouTube's AI thinks that you're an adult, I guess you're fine. But if the AI thinks that you're a child, there'll be some adult videos or age restricted content that'll be literally restricted from you, and some features will actually be disabled. And if you want to remove those restrictions, you'll either have to scan your face, give them your credit card information, or take a picture of your real life government ID. I'm not kidding. These are the options. This was literally happening around the world. In order to remove the restrictions, to verify your age or whatever, you literally have to give your personal information or live with the restrictions. Okay, now, I don't know about you. But I'm not giving my ID to YouTube or any other social media platforms, okay? Because first of all, You don't know what they could be doing. Imagine if you had to give your ID or other personal information to literally every website you visit, okay? They are most likely selling it to advertisers. And if you've been paying attention on social media, you would know that companies like the T dating advice app, for example, companies literally get hacked every year. Okay? Companies get hacked every year. Hello everyone, future right boy KA-POW here. At the time I'm editing this video, there is another app called T on Her. That's basically the male version of the T dating advice app that also got hacked and leaked personal information about their users. At this point, I'm fully convinced that these social media apps are all part of a big social experiment. Imagine you gave your ID to verify your age on YouTube, and the next year, YouTube gets hacked, and then all of their sensitive data gets leaked, and the next thing you know, your personal information becomes your public information. Which isn't good. I've also been seeing a lot of young gamers that have been finding ways to bypass the age verification scanner thing. And while this is actually pretty smart, it's actually illegal. This is literally illegal. One thing you need to remember is that these platforms are literally being forced by law to comply with these new rules to verify people's age. And people on the internet are literally just lying, which can get you into a lot of trouble. So don't do that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually kind of interested in seeing how accurately the age scanner thing will be at guessing people's age. Because like I'm 21 years old. Do I look 21? Some people say I look 18. I really hope that the AI is also going to look at how old your account itself is, because I really don't want to be in that situation. But you know, this is obviously not really to protect the children. This is literally just the government trying to censor and control people and companies that just want to make more money out of people's data. Something I'm also wondering is, okay, let's say you're a mother or a father and you have a YouTube account that's more than 10 years old. And let's just say you let your kid watch something on your tablet that's also logged into your account. And let's just say the kid watches a few kids videos, right? Will YouTube's AI then think that the account belongs to a child, even though the account technically belongs to an adult? And let's just say the AI knows that you're an adult because it sees how old your account itself is, but you let your child use your account still. Then it also doesn't work. You know, this is stupid. This is honestly really stupid. I mean, at that point, the parent and the child should just have separate YouTube accounts. Problem solved, right? Right? But here's another thing that I'm maybe overthinking. Okay, so let's say you have a child that's 4 years old or something. And let's just say you made a YouTube account for him. And maybe YouTube's AI might think that the minimum age that a child might know how to make a YouTube account on their own would be at like 8 years old or something. But in actuality, the kid is much younger. Will YouTube's AI then think it's a grown-up because the account was made when the child was very young? I mean, maybe I'm just overthinking this, right? Maybe I'm just overthinking this, but surely YouTube already thought of that. The possibility that your mother or your father could make a YouTube account when you were very young. I mean, surely YouTube's AI will know when to look at the birthday of the person who owns the account and the birthday of the actual account itself. I mean, surely they already thought of that, already thought ahead, right? And while we're on that topic, why not put your kids on YouTube Kids? You know, the app that's specifically meant to only show videos that are, you know, meant for kids. And while we're on that matter, why is social media in general being forced to parent the kids? Like, do you know what I mean? Why aren't the parents, the actual parents, the ones that are being responsible and making sure that the kids aren't watching something on the internet that they're not supposed to? Like, you know what I mean? Why is that our responsibility? Why are social media platforms being forced to verify people's age when the users literally give their birthdays when they create an account? Okay, now listen. I understand that kids lie about their age. Okay? Kids lie about their age online all the time. Okay, that's common knowledge. But for that scenario, YouTube and literally every other social media platform already gave you the opportunity to give your birthday and tell them what your age is. They already do everything that they can do on their side to be responsible. Everything that happens after that should be the user's own responsibilities. If the users see anything that they're not supposed to, it should be their own fault. Okay, so imagine you have your own business, okay? It could be a restaurant or a museum. Let's use these as an example. And let's just say you put a bunch of warning signs everywhere. It can be like watch your head, mind your step, or this floor is wet, or do not enter this room. After that, the people who run the business already did every responsible thing that they can do on their side to, well, be responsible. And if the customers do something stupid, that's on them. It's their own fault. The same thing goes for websites. They already gave you the opportunity to tell them what your age is. If there are no other ethical or legal ways to determine people's age, it's not YouTube's or Twitter or Instagram or TikTok's fault that you lied about your age, okay? You already got the warning sign. You knew what was going to come on the other side of that verify your age message, and you entered at your own risk. And as I just said just now, Team YouTube already went as far as to make YouTube Kids, a separate app specifically meant for kids. So why does social media have to go do all this other extra stuff? Have to go through this extra stuff just to verify people's age? Why is the government forcing these stupid things onto social media platforms? Why aren't parents just being more strict and being more responsible and just actually looking at what the kids are watching and making sure that they're not watching things that they're not supposed to? And kids shouldn't be on the internet. Okay, they shouldn't be on the internet to begin with. Kids should be outside playing in the sand and playing with their toys and other stuff. Don't make us the parents. In my opinion, I don't think that social media is the problem here. Okay, look, I'm not a father. Okay, I don't have kids, and to be completely honest with you, I don't plan on ever having kids. All right, it's not for me. But from my experience with everything else in life, one thing I do know is that there are a lot of irresponsible people that just really, really shouldn't be parents, and I'm probably one of them. Some parents nowadays they just want to give their kids a tablet with unlimited access to the internet and just don't ever bother on checking what the kids are watching. I know that there are some parents that want to have a really nice relationship with their kids. They want to be like buddies, like you know what I mean? But as a parent, it's your responsibility to make sure that this human being that you're raising is being taught right about how the real world works. Okay, now, don't get me wrong, all right? You can still be friends with your child, but you also need to know when to be a mother and a father. When that child is like 20 years old or something, then they can watch or do whatever they want. But until then, you still have to be the one to teach them what is right and what is wrong. Another thing I just realized. Okay, let's just say you give your child a tablet with unlimited access to the internet, like I just said. But let's just say the child just lies about what he's doing on the tablet. Like he's not telling you what websites he's visiting. Who should be held responsible? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, who's to blame here? Like, who should be held responsible? Whose fault is it in that scenario? Also, I just came up with another idea. Okay, it might not be a very good idea, but I have an idea. Why doesn't YouTube just ask for people's cell phone numbers? Like, do you know what I mean? Why not verify the device itself instead of having to ask for people's personal information? I mean, I could be wrong, but won't that be a more secure way of verifying people's age? I mean, my logic tells me, right? My logic tells me that a little kid that doesn't have a job yet wouldn't necessarily be able to afford a SIM card or a phone number or a phone plan or whatever it's called. Like a kid wouldn't exactly be able to afford it. So even though this might not be a better way of verifying people's age, it's definitely a lot better than giving a f***ing ID.
But the kid could just lie and use the wrong cell phone number.
Whose fault is that? Another thing to take into consideration is that it's not just going to be you and your friends that will be affected by these changes on social media. It's most likely also going to be like big companies that use social media to stay in contact with their clients and to stay up to date with what's going on in the world. It's most likely also going to be all those big companies, and we really sometimes forget how much of a role social media plays in our world today. like how much of a big role social media plays in today's society. Honestly, I don't really know what we can do about it. And remember, it's not just going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on pretty much every website you visit. So, in case if I get restricted or you get restricted because the AI thinks that we're kids, I just want to quickly say goodbye everyone. I love you all. Even though this whole YouTuber thing is just a hobby and I never really made any money out of it, the fact that you guys watch my videos already means a lot to me. Even if only 2 people watch my videos, that is already enough. Like, just by watching my videos, you guys make me feel like this whole content creator thing can actually go somewhere, that I can actually make something out of it. But anyways, yeah. In case if we don't see each other again on this website or any other websites, and we just lose contact with each other, with one another, I just want to let you guys know that I love you all, and you made this whole journey something worth remembering.